Idaho giants in the Smithsonian National Museum. It's not a secret that the Smithsonian denies procuring giant skeletons. So I have gathered times the Smithsonian has procured collections from Idaho other than giant skeleton remains. How they became aware of item. I believe after you hear and see my evidence it may help others track down a paper trail discrediting the Smithsonian. This is a documented proceeding of the U.S. National Museum Volume 71 Article 21. 48,191-27. By George P. Merrill. Recently found iron meteorite from Oakley, Idaho. My attention was first called to the find by a clipping from the Salt Lake Tribune of May 13, 1926, forwarded by Mr. Victor C. Hikas of the Bureau of Mines. The document goes on to state that they requested the meteorite from Idaho Power, whose workers found it. Idaho Power at which time complied. I believe government workers such as Mr. Victor C. Hikas acted as retrievers for the Smithsonian. What surprised me was how effectively they were at communicating with different branches of government, and quick to respond to tips they received. The next case of the Smithsonian working with local personnel working for federal agencies is reported in the U.S. Department of Interior National Park Service Environmental Impact Statement of the Hagerman Fossil Bed National Monument. Goes as follows. A rancher named Elmer Cook, running cattle in the Hagerman and Shoshone area in 1928, gave some fossils to Harold T. Stearns of the U.S. Geological Survey. Stearns in turn passed the fossils to James W. Gidley of the Smithsonian. Then in 1929 Stearns and Gidley met in Idaho to start excavating in the discovered area. Gidley did additional excavations in 1930-31 and 1934 during the worst part of the Great Depression. So when newspaper stories appeared in the early 1900s, they were being watched by the Smithsonian. And the Smithsonian did respond. So when the article in the Newport Miner ran on March 17, 1910, reporting 10-foot-tall giant skeleton with flintlock rifle found in Shoshone, Idaho and shipped to the Smithsonian, you can bet it did happen. And when the New York Times reported on February 16, 1924 a 8-foot-tall skeleton with 2 rows of teeth found in Idaho and shipped to the Smithsonian, you know it more than likely did. In closing, I leave you with this quote by Vine Deloria Jr. Modern-day archaeology and anthropology have nearly sealed the door on our imagination, broadly interpreting the North American past as devoid of anything unusual in the way of great cultures. Thank you for watching.